CERN, there is a lot of mysteries, fantasies, and stories about what CERN is, what it does. And well, if we look closer into it, for those who don't really know, this is what they want to build. A huge circle of 100 kilometers. And here, this is what they have right now, the LHC. This is 27 kilometers, is going a little bit to France and come back to Switzerland. A huge circle with huge technology. So it's a large Hadron Collider, how they say, is the largest machine in the world ever built. Okay? It is a storage ring. A storage ring, like a beamline, like they want to put particles in this beamline and smash them together and measure or take the energy from. This is what they claim. So they have here the accelerators, and then different accelerators where they push them, and then in the opposite direction, and boom, they store together, look it up, and so on. But it's called storage ring. So it sounds like it would store something in it. And they developed already different stuff like that in different places. And what we found is this. And this looks very much like a storage ring, right? But this is the home of Aladdin. And this is the first script or the first design of Aladdin. We have no idea if this goes together or not, because you can't find who created Aladdin by BlackRock. And if you look it up, the Aladdin BlackRock, they are explaining they have stored 300 years of history into it. And he's calculating and propose solutions for the stock market. This is the hugest company today. They own everything, from Twitter to Google to they don't own maybe, but they have share markets on it. So it is one of the biggest company today, because they have this supercomputer, what they call Aladdin. And this was very strange when we found this, to link it with CERN. We will see how this is going. Because if we even take the Aladdin story with it, so you have the Aladdin's ring, damage to any target. After these words, the magician threw the ring off his finger and put it on Aladdin, saying, "It's talisman against all evil, so long as you obey me." Oh, this is a kind of strange with the Arabic night, yeah? Why Arabic night? How this coming into this CERN, and why we are talking about a huge machine when now we're talking about Aladdin. But maybe things will start to make sense, because this looks very much like what they call it from the Golden Age, if you look the form of that. If you go further into, you will find all relations with the story of Aladdin. Oh, this 1,001 nights. So again, in this mythologic thing of Aladdin, there's something else, because you can find the golden age for neutrinos, 20 years since discovery neutrinos, blah, 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 a complete understanding with our grasp. You know how this thing is called? The Dune. The Dune experiment. We go further. Yeah, this is all about Aladdin. Further on, Jasmine, his girl, climate and Earth system science data analysis with OpenStack. This is CERN. CERN congratulates CSAM pioneers. You will find old Alibaba. You will find all the different stuff with open sesame, sharing experience to unlock the power of synchrotron light. This is open sesame. Open sesame. Transistor stability analysis of the secret by experiment in Sultan. So again, you can look up this self from yourself. Legends from Europe to China often contain characters like Aladdin, ordinary people who came into possession of magical devices and through them acquired a wealth and power. Aladdin's magical tool were a ring and a lamp that controlled the supernatural beings known as genies. From magic carpet to prayer rocks, King Solomon, 101 Night Arabian Nights, and Disney Aladdin. So again, King Solomon and all this stuff again is also into it. And let's look into this King Solomon. This is a kind of plan of the King Solomon's temple. And here we have a quantum computer. Doesn't look this quite similar? What are these buildings really? We don't make any fast conclusions here, but we just have observed, and we will go deeper into the whole subject about this, what they call the free electricity. This is another subject. But back to phenomenal cosmic power in the context of the original Aladdin dialogue suggested that the genie was the most powerful being in the universe. The genie became one of the most iconic and influential characters in the history of animated films. Yeah, guys, we are still talking about CERN, and you will soon see why we are linking these things together. So the master of the universe, again, yeah, this is the master of the universe is Baphomet in itself. So just let's be clear about that. In the Aladdin second movie, Hollywood, I think it's the Aladdin second, the history changed. They are not using the ring anymore. They don't talk about the ring. You just have to screw the lamp and the genie is coming out. But in the second one, at the end, the genie gets free, and it is the evil that is going into the lamp. Okay, so we have again this whole occult stuff with the lamp, and we have this evil guy who wants to become the genie, and he goes into the lamp. So this is what they are doing, guys. They want to master the universe, to bring in the whole, they create a black hole, we will see later, yeah. So the whole idea is to, and the genie become free. This is also in the story of the thing. So everything will be happy and good, and the genie, the good one, will be released, and the bad one are in the trapped in the lamp. So if you can watch the Aladdin movie, it becomes quite obvious, yeah, that what they are doing. Will CERN generate a black hole? Mini black hole could reveal hidden dimension of space. Physicians may soon be factoring a copy quantity of a black holes when the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, a European particles physics laboratory in Geneva, is completed in 2005. So the LHC will not generate a black hole. Everything is okay in the cosmological sense. However, and now it comes, the theory suggests that the formation of a tiny quantum black hole may be possible. The observation of such event would be thrilling in terms of understanding of the universe, and it would be perfectly safe, of course. Recreating Big Bang matters on Earth, again, CERN, the 666. So the idea to bring the whole evil into this bottle and to be freed from all sin and burden and to live for eternity in a paradise, synthetic paradise. So if you look at this engine again, it looks like very much as we have seen with the third temple also. And also LHC creates matter from light. As we already said in many videos that nothing comes from nothing, they really think that they can create things out of simple light. Another evidence is that the worldwide LHC computing grid. The worldwide LHC computing grid, VLCG project, is a global collaboration of around 170 computing centers in more than 40 countries. This project to provide global computing resources to store, distribute, and analyze the 50 to 70 petabytes. No idea how much this is. Data expected every year of operating from the Large Hadron Collider on the Franco-Swiss border. From the Large Hadron Collider. So again, and here you can see at the moment it's not really working, so it's not really huge. But internet was created in CERN. Yeah, many people don't know that, but the first server was put, and the code was also created not by a Swiss, but by an English guy, but who was working in CERN. But still today, there's like nuts. Yeah, you have like nuts, and then they distribute. And the 0 point is CERN. CERN is the 0 point, and then you have different data centers all around the world, where the first or the second, but the 0 stays in CERN, and it always was like that since internet existing. So the whole data center is the heart of CERN's entire scientific, administrative, and computing infrastructure, all serves including email, scientific data, and so on. The 230,000 processor core, and the service 24/7. It's a huge data center, and it's data center linked all over the world. So what is CERN really doing? And we have to ask the question again. The storage ring of a computer, of a quantum computer, is exactly working the same way. On another side, what temperature requires inside the LHC? All of the magnets on the LHC, magnets, are electromagnets, magnets which the magnetic field is produced by flow of electric current. The LHC main magnet operates temperature from minus 271 Celsius, colder than out of space, what they say. Now let's look into a quantum computer. And here the quantum computer, minus 460 degrees Fahrenheit. What is exactly 2 173 Celsius. So we are in the same cold. And further on, CERN scientists may have set a new man-made heat record on trillion degree Fahrenheit. Quantum computer chip demonstrate at the highest temperature ever. The system of only function at extremely low temperature below 273 degree Fahrenheit to be qubit have to be stored in powerful refrigerators. The quantum states are probed through the nuclear magnetic resonance, allowing the system to be implemented as variation of nuclear magnetic blah 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 blah. So you can see with the cold and the heat is already the same in CERN and in quantum computers. Quantum computers have to be really stable, so they fix it on the roof in atmospheric, complete, stable environment. It don't have to move and so on. Yeah, CERN is the same. It's in one of the solidest ground, and it can't move. By the way, a friend of us found some seismic installations above the ground here around the Lake of Geneva. It may be that they are measuring even if it's if the earthquake is happening and so on. So they have other like these beams, and they start to have different, but this one is the biggest one, and they want to construct even 100 kilometer one. So new supercomputing material discovered that could power quantum computers in the future. CERN meets quantum technology. That is very funny. That the technology center, the main center of technology in the world, doesn't have a quantum computer. Many others, they make this little quantum computer, but not CERN, and they start to get interested in September 2020 in quantum computer. That's very strange. So, the countdown to CERN's quantum upgrade for 26. That's also a date that fits quite into the whole agenda what we already was talking about. So, up to anyone to compare and to think about if CERN is not just a huge quantum computer, and for what? Well, will CERN be the digital president, the quantum president of the digital government? We let people investigate and look what is really coming, but it would very much fit to the whole stuff to put the evil genie into the bottle and use this energy to feed this whole digital government to come, create a black hole and use this energy, and so on. Some more stuff using Osiris also, Osiris in CERN. They have molecular 3D printers. This is also what they now start to make molecular stuff, but also a huge AI-driven molecular 3D print on the way. Tesla to make molecular printers for German COVID. Yeah. But now the 3D printers start to be huge, and just we let all fantasy move that if AI is really in control of everything, they will also construct and so on. So everything is going into that digital world where they will be building everything. If you didn't have see transcendence, this is where they are heading and not even hiding it. Another little detail about one of the first zone, North Zone, it's called the Ark of Noah. That's about CERN. So they put the genie into the bottle and be the president of this digital government. At least it is the largest machine ever built, and they want to even create a 3 times bigger one. Again, if there would be a digital government, there's a huge machine needed to maintain this whole artificial intelligence. So this all about this digital government, and again, this is the whole singularity. We went from trinity to duality into this singularity where there's no more woman, man, or anything like that. And this again goes back to the whole Bible story, Eve, and the whole basic of creation and all the reversal, what they want to do. And that's why they need this technology to do it, because God is not there, the Messiah will not come, the return of Christ will not happen. That's why they have to create